It feels like you can't open a browser or even glance at your phone without seeing another headline about AI. ChatGPT this, some new AI tool that it's just everywhere, right? But honestly, beyond all the hype, there's one question that really matters. What does all of this mean for your job?
Okay, to really wrap our heads around the scale of this change, let's just start with a single number, 300 million. According to a pretty major report from Goldman Sachs, that's how many full-time jobs could, potentially, be automated by AI. That's a staggering figure. It kind of puts this whole conversation into sharp focus immediately.
And that, right there, brings us to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. I mean, with numbers like that floating around, it's the question on everyone's mind. So, for real, is AI coming for your job? Let's dig in and see what the research actually says. But before we get into specific job titles, let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about jobs. This is a massive economic transformation. The McKinsey Global Institute actually predicts that AI could add an incredible $13 trillion to the global economy by 2030. We're talking about a shockwave that is absolutely going to reshape entire industries.
Well, look, anytime you have a change this big, you're going to get a debate, right? On one side, you have people saying AI is this disruptive force that's just here to steal human jobs. On the other, you have folks who say it's a positive thing that's going to create new opportunities. The truth, as you'll see, is probably a little more complicated than that.
So here's the key to really understanding AI's impact. We have to shift our thinking a little bit. It's actually less about specific job titles getting wiped out and way more about which tasks within a job can be automated. This right here, this is the crucial dividing line.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the stuff AI is amazing at, the repetitive, rules-based work. Think data entry, sorting things, basic bookkeeping. But then you look over on the right. That's the human stuff. Strategy, empathy, tricky negotiations, solving a problem no one's seen before. You just can't write that down in a simple line of code. That's the fundamental difference.
So what kinds of jobs are jam-packed with these automatable tasks? Well, think about it. Customer service reps who answer the same questions over and over? A chatbot can handle that. For an accountant, sure, an AI can process invoices, but can it do strategic financial advising? Nope. The common thread here is routine and predictability. That's what makes those parts of the job a prime target for AI.
Okay, so that's the risk side of the equation. But let's pivot, because what about the opportunity? Let's look at the other side of that dividing line, the roles that are all about that human advantage, where people aren't just relevant, they are absolutely essential.
And this list really drives the point home. An AI might be able to draft a legal document, but it can't come up with a brilliant case strategy or read a jury. It could grade a test, sure, but it can't inspire a classroom of students. All of these jobs are built on a foundation of things like creativity, emotional intelligence, and really nuanced human judgment.
You know, this quote from our source material just sums it up perfectly. You can't program genuine leadership. There's no algorithm for empathy or for motivating a team when things get tough. This human factor, this is the firewall against total automation. Okay, so we get the landscape now, right? The risks, the opportunities. The big question is, what do you do about it? What's the playbook for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new AI era? Well, the experts have laid out a pretty clear 4-step strategy. Number 1, you have to embrace lifelong learning to keep your skills fresh. 2, double down on those uniquely human soft skills we were just talking about. 3, be agile, be willing to adapt and learn new things. And finally, number 4, specialize in a niche to make yourself that much more valuable. And let's just pause on soft skills for a second, because this is so important. In a world that's getting filled with more and more artificial intelligence, your human intelligence, your ability to communicate, to collaborate, to solve tricky problems, that becomes your professional superpower. That's your edge. So as we start to wrap this up, this quote from the source really hits home. It says, "Resistance is futile. Every job role should embrace it. This isn't about trying to fight some technological tidal wave. It's about learning how to surf." And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway here. We've got to shift the narrative from fear to empowerment. AI isn't just some threat to your job security. It is an incredibly powerful tool that, if you master it, can take care of all the boring, tedious stuff and let you focus on the creative, strategic, and really valuable parts of your work.
So the question isn't if AI is going to change the world of work. It already is. The AI era is here, and it is not going anywhere. The only real question left is this: how are you going to use it?